Hello and welcome to this quick demo of MeshSmith. I created MeshSmith as a toolkit to get your models 3D print ready. In this quick tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to import, scale, split, and export an action figure. After you installed MeshSmith, you can press N, and on the sidebar you're gonna have two new options, one for prep and one for export. Always start by clicking Set Blender for Printing. This will set the Blender units and scale and grid to real-world units so that every object that you import is going to match the settings on your 3D printer. Now we imported our model, and as you can see, the pivot is quite off. So let's start by setting the pivot to the base. You have a quick set of options that help you do that. And now let's start preparing the model for printing. First, let's set our model to the right scale. Here, we want to create a 1 to 10 scale action figure. So in the scale reference panel, we're going to select female, 1 to 10, and add the human reference. This gives us a reference model that's the exact real-world scale that we selected, and we can use it as a reference to scale our models. Now that we have the model in the right scale, let's start preparing the model for printing. One of our common problems is non-manifold edges. So let's cut to the geometry repair and select non-manifold edges. As we can see, there's a few edges on the hair that are problematic. Let's get out of edit mode and select auto fix make manifold. This should fix most of the common issues. We can see that it removed a few vertices and faces. So now let's select non-manifold again to see if there's any problems. Okay, everything is looking good now. So let's continue. Now that we fixed the model, let's optimize it a little bit. The model currently has about 2 million polys, so it's a bit heavy to work with. So let's reduce it to 25% in the optimization tab. Gonna decimate the mesh. And we're down to about 500,000 polys. This should be a bit faster to work with. For this model, we wanna split the arms and the legs for easy printing. In the cutting section, you're gonna find options that let you easily split the model for printing. The way it works is you add one of the cutters, position where you want it, select the object and the cutters, and then click Cut Selected Objects. You can see that with this, we now have the boot separate from the rest of the model. Alright, let's undo this. And now let's add a peg cutter. A peg cutter is a special kind of cutter that has a peg. A peg makes it easier for you to combine the models once printed. So we have to position it well, make sure that the peg is inside the model. And now we can select cut object. And here we go. We have the leg separate with the peg. This makes for easy assembly later. So let's cut the other leg, add another peg, position it. You want to make sure that you cut in a region that makes sense. So for instance, let's cut here close to the shorts and make sure that we are not overlapping with the gun. Otherwise that will get cut as well. You can actually edit the cutter. So let's push the head just over here. And this should be good to cut. If you want, you can also change the shape of the peg. Let's make it a bit longer. And now let's cut it. As you can see, now we have the cut with the peg exactly where we added. We need to mod cut for the arms. So let's add another cutter. Position it on the left arm. Make sure it goes across all of the arm. And when we are happy with the position, like select both objects and cut it. Alright, looking good. Just the right arm now. One last peg cutter. Position it here. And I'm going to show just why it's important that your cutter goes across the arm. So here, if we put it just on the edge, it's going to cut, but not fully across. So you don't actually get a separate object. So let's undo that. Make sure that our cutter is at the right scale and fully across the model and cut it. Alright, and that's our model cut. Now separate arms and legs, ready for print. Now, let's go to the Export tab. In the Export tab, you're going to find a few options like Visualize overhangs, check wall thickness, and bed preview to make sure that your model fits the bed of the printer that you're planning to use. Now to facilitate the export, we have a batch export option. We're going to select all our objects, click Export STL, and this is going to create one STL for each selected object in our given directory. Thank you!